Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 211.
211.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel, with about 80 agents. They are ready to book vacations for 2017 to especially Walt Disney World, which is where we always are, but also Disneyland and Adventures by Disney and Disney Cruise Line. Check the website out for current specials and to sign up for their e-newsletter.
Sounds great.
And the allears.net newsletter just hit a big milestone, 900 newsletters, which is amazing.
We talked about that last week. Unbelievable.
And they offer news, featured articles, and information from around the Disney, I'll call it the Disney universe, not just Walt Disney World, but, Disneyland, Disney Vacation Club. Definitely check them out. It's a free newsletter, and I've been subscribing for many, many years.
Check out the show notes for all the information on how to subscribe. We highly recommend it.
And we're starting off at Epcot. We were here really for the Biergarten and also to see the Candlelight Processional
Well, at the start of our holiday traditions. This is Christmas week, and this was the very first day of a week of Christmas and holiday goodness for us. And every year we always go to the Biergarten around Christmas time because we like the show, and there's usually a little added bonus on the menu.
Well, not
this time.
No, they didn't have the Stalin.
And a big surprise when we got there, the prices have now gone up $33 for lunch.
Well, we have the 20% off with the annual pass discount right now, so it makes it still a reasonable value. I noticed it seems like the buffet prices just went up in the last month
across
or so.
the board.
It seems
we
to
found
be.
out for most buffets, and it kind of worked out good though. At the same time the prices went up, we got the 20% discount with the annual pass. So a little suspicious.
Don't say it like that.
Anyway, so here's a look at the Biergarten. We love the Biergarten. Always a good time. I've never had a bad time there.
This is one of my favorite restaurants at Walt Disney World. Not just so much for the food, although I enjoy a number of the items, but really for the atmosphere and we like the band here a lot.
It's a little different. The German food is something that we don't necessarily have on a regular basis, so it's nice to be able to go there and enjoy some of that.
We have it once or twice a year usually.
Yes. And of course this tiny little beer. I always get the Oktoberfest beer forever since we've been going there, so it's kind of fun to have a giant beer as big as your head.
And the food items are a little bit different for lunch and dinner. I like the meatballs for lunch. That's one of my favorite.
Oh, I like that too.
Now, the band here, and I think they're called Oktoberfest Music Canton. I'm not sure if I said it right, but they've been here since the beginning. And the lead singer here, the lead musician, has been here. And I just read this online. He's been here since the beginning.
1982.
Yes, 1982. And he's not with. There were two different bands that day, so he's not in this group here.
Right. But still, I
think his name's Martin Gross.
Right. But you're talking about, what is that, almost 35 years now?
No, 35 years.
It'll be. That's pretty incredible. And here's the desserts. What we were saying before is we are hoping to get Stalin, no Stalin.
That was what I kept talking about all week. I'm like, I can't wait for the Stalin. No, you can go buy it outside.
Yeah, they told us nicely that you can go buy it out at one of the kiosks. But normally that would be included.
I was too full, so I didn't. But anyway, we're now with Living with the Land. This is one of my favorite attractions for the Christmas time period because they always now do overlays for Halloween and Christmas. And I think that Christmas this year was better than ever. It used to be, you can see that the snowman, and that used to be just really about it. You just see the snowman, that was cool. But now you have lights and everything.
Right,
too,
every
and
year
more.
it just gets better and better. It's kind of like a Haunted Mansion holiday in California, but it's the land holiday. Maybe they should do it with Jack Skellington and all sorts of
Jingle Cruise.
Jingle,
I like
yes.
this better than the Jingle Cruise. I like seeing, because it's not something they promote. It's just something they do. And here we're going through where it used to be the crocodiles or the alligators were in here. They are no longer in here, but you have a lot of garland.
You still see the sturgeon and all the various fish.
Catfish.
That's right. So nicely decorated.
And we've taken the behind the scenes tour here, and that's something we should do again. But I like walking through here. I like walking kind of behind the scenes.
Yes, you got troubled by the behind the seeds.
Yes.
And I remember that one of your favorite things in that tour is the sensitive plant.
Yes,
you love to touch it and they close up.
Well, when I was a kid in New Jersey, very little, they had the sensitive plants. I didn't know the name of them then, but you touch them and then the leaves close. And I thought that was so cool. So I always did it as a kid, but then I never saw them again till Epcot.
I like this. Looks like Rudolph to me. I've never seen that.
Well, you've got that big red nose, and that is new, I'm sure, for this year because I don't remember it ever. And then these are the winter melons, and they all are decorated for the holidays. And you see garland, and there's also some of the trees have lights on them.
They could bring back the narrators, and they could sing Christmas carols on this thing. Only for part of the day.
I suppose they could do that.
Probably not. Actually, I think that'll not happen.
Here is one of the trees that has the lights on it over to the right-hand side.
Yeah, I think as we get closer, you could see the snowflakes hanging down from the trees.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see them. It was a little hard to photograph as well, but you can see them a little bit better now. So that's something I don't remember from last year as well. Also, there are snowflake decorations over here where you don't usually see too many workers. We saw some recently, though, but not too often.
Anyway, nice bonus for Epcot.
Absolutely.
Now we're jumping over to SeaWorld, though. O Wondrous Night, another great show. It's kind of like their version of Candlelight, but different.
Well, I don't really think of it as like Candlelight, but it is, okay, it's a telling of the Christmas story, so it is.
Some of the same songs there.
Yes.
There's a Christmas story.
Well,
there's no animals in Candlelight, of course.
They have 30 Christmas carols. It does tell the Christmas story. SeaWorld is probably my overall favorite park in Orlando for overall Christmas, to go see lights and to go see shows, because they have like 4 or 5 Christmas shows just in shows. And but anyway, this has puppetry and singing and live animals, as you can see. Live animals just at the end of the show. They all kind of come in.
Angel just popped in out of nowhere there. It is a great show. I love O Wondrous Night. Hard to get in. I would recommend the first show and get there about an hour early if you would like to get a good seat.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't do too badly. And then Clyde and Seamore's Countdown to Christmas, and we have not seen the mime in probably at least a year.
Well, the mimes have not been there. They did away with the mimes, but it was great to see him back. And he's very helpful with the guests here, helping them get a seat there. I always get... the highlight of the show oftentimes is laughing with at the mime and his. Of course, I wouldn't want to be one of these people that he's interacting with, though. We always try to get there early so we could watch other people being made fun of.
Now, Clyde and Seamore's Countdown to Christmas is a sea lion show. Right now, we're looking at the walrus. And,
I always love the walrus.
Yeah,
the walrus is usually a highlight for me.
Well, my favorite is is otter.
Oh, the little otter.
Yes.
Yeah, the little otter always has
the otter always always steals the show. And but this is a really a fun. They have the sea lion high during the day, so you can actually see during the Christmas season. You can see both shows, the Sea Lion High, and then in the evening you can see Countdown to Christmas, which is the way it is with a number of their shows. You can kind of see the daytime versions and then the evening Christmas version. So it really gives you a lot of shows to see all day long.
Right. I don't think the Christmas festivities overall start till around 4 o'clock, I think.
Right. Well, you have the Elmo show, the Elmo Christmas show, and I think that starts around 3, and then a lot of them are around 5:30 or so.
And how awesome. I mean, we already showed this a couple shows ago, but Bumble is awesome. And he bounces. Bumbles do bounce. This is your favorite part, though, of the whole evening. It is the ice show.
Well, Winter Wonderland on ice is definitely my biggest reason to go to SeaWorld during the holidays. I just love the ice skating show here. And Busch Gardens also has an ice skating show, which is pretty wonderful. I think this is maybe 20 to 25 minutes just of, pure skating. And they have a few featured skaters, where they are maybe junior champions or champions from different whatever competitions.
Right, and we'll see them towards the end of this little clip. What I like about this presentation is it's really nice. It's a multimedia production where you had some pyrotechnics. You have the trees back there going. It's very, very beautiful to watch.
Well, I noticed the lights, the water and the lights seemed different this year. Seemed a little bit more upgraded. So again, SeaWorld is my favorite. If I was just going to pick one park to only spend one day in Orlando, this would be it.
And this gets the biggest response. And this move is actually called the Headbanger.
Yeah,
True
it looks
story.
and supposedly it's very easy, but it doesn't look easy. Supposedly it's very easy and safe, but you know what? It doesn't look like it. That's what I've read, but I don't know if I
our
believe
friend
that.
who actually worked for the ice skating people told us, everyone sees that Headbanger and they think, oh boy, it's so dangerous. But that's, like you said, that is actually one of the least dangerous moves. So who would have ever thought
I
that?
would not think that. So, but anyway, they did have the fireworks, and that was very fun.
So our week of Christmas fun continues. Now we're moving to Disney's Grand Floridian.
Now, we've been here several times over the holidays to see like the gingerbread house opening, which, it's going to be open, less than another week, which is incredible. The season just flew by.
Always flies by.
And I just want to mention something that they've been doing for years is chestnuts roasting on an open fire outside of the front entrance, but they weren't doing that this year.
Yeah, we found out that was something that was cut from this year's
Holidays.
offerings, and if enough people voice their displeasure, it could possibly come back.
We don't know that.
Well, that's what the guy told me. I guess they've been getting a lot of people who miss it. It was a tradition and things like that. It doesn't really matter to us, but I guess to some it's a tradition.
I think it's nice for guests who are staying here over the holidays. And what is nice that they continue to do is a demonstration in the lobby. I'm not sure how many days a week this is, but usually when we go in during the week, we see her demonstrating the decorating.
This is new. They have a special entrance for pass holders at all the Walt Disney World parks. And here is the pass holder entrance now. Now, when I first went to record this little bit, there wasn't much of a line. And you can see that you just walk in. But after I went in and I turned around and I was waiting for you, it developed quite the line. And you could see that the line for the pass holder entrance was actually longer than the regular line for a little while.
Now, I think this is just for a few weeks or so.
To test.
Right. So I don't know if it's going to continue or not. And there I am. I ended up in the longer line.
And then I think I show the other line, which they have numerous regular lines, and it wasn't as long. So the key to this is keep your eyes open.
Right.
You never know.
Just because it says pass holder doesn't mean you have to go to the pass holder.
Quicker. And they were letting anyone through that line, by the way, so that could have something to do with it. But one of the reasons we went, this was the very first day of all the Christmas offerings included during the day with a regular admission ticket. This is Mickey's Once Upon a Christmastime Parade, something that until now you had to go and buy a party ticket to see.
Yes, and not only that, but I was over at a Totally Tomorrowland Christmas at this time, so I really wanted to see that during the day, and there was only one showing. It's really nice because not only do you get the parade, you get the fireworks, holiday wishes, not as spectacular as during the party. You don't get the 180.
You don't get the 180 degrees, but it's still the different holiday fireworks.
Right, and then you get Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration, which is really nice.
But this was really nice. Somehow it looks especially beautiful during the day. It's a different location, for us. So I enjoy seeing Mickey's Once Upon a Christmastime again.
Well, I would have liked to have seen this, but I really wanted to see. I am such a fan of a Totally Tomorrowland Christmas.
Your guilty pleasure.
It is. I call it my guilty pleasure show because I thought I wouldn't like it when it started, and now I love it.
Well, we ran into another friend of ours, and it turns out it's his family's guilty pleasure too, and they were doing the same thing.
He said not guilty.
He said he is not guilty at all.
It's his favorite show.
Right, and it's a tradition of his to go and see it. So I thought that was pretty cool. And we're just looking at some scenes from the parade. There's Wreck-It Ralph, and I think we're about to see the Gingerbread Man and Chip and Dale, Tick and Tack, as we would say.
Yes, as in Paris. And this is, it's the same parade as you'd get in the evenings.
Hold on, I have to do it.
Mickey's. No.
Scrumptious. That's your favorite, Clarabelle
I do
Cow.
not. Clarabelle Cow should never sing.
And you see her later singing in the nighttime. Double dose of Clarabelle goodness for you. And there is Goofy. And, that very first day we went, Goofy somehow had flown the coop and he wasn't in the parade, but he quickly returned and he's been there ever since.
And I was mentioning this is the same parade as you get at night during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, except that it is played during the day and not at all at night during this time period, which I believe stretches from the 23rd to the 31st, which is the shortest time period I remember them doing
ever.
that.
Yeah, I think it's the shortest time period ever that this,
that I know of. Usually it's around the 18th or so, but the parties lasted a little longer this year.
Another thing we should mention is this parade starts at 3:30 every day. There's an early parade. There's actually two parades. You have an early parade, which I think is around 11, and then there's the 3:30 parade. So everyone's used to the 3 o'clock parade, but for this 1 week, it's 3:30.
I don't have it in front of me, but I thought it was sometime just after noon. But it's fairly early, that other one. And that's probably usually the better one to go to because guests are looking more for an afternoon parade.
Right.
And so probably by the time that one passes, they're like, oh, I just missed the parade.
And I double checked, and you were right. It is 12 noon for the first parade. And as we said, that would be the recommended parade to see.
At least for us, we think it's a better time.
And of course, Santa's reindeer are here, and they're not the crazy reindeer with the big long tongues, the old reindeer. These are the new Disneyland version of them. And of course, Mr. Claus himself.
So it's really fun to get to see it. I'm still kind of hoping I get to see it this season
We
during
might
the
make
day.
it. I have
maybe
a little
on
plan.
December 31st.
So we went to Skipper Canteen. Why don't you tell us about all the changes since we were there about a year ago?
I know it's hard to believe that Skipper Canteen has been open for a year at the Magic Kingdom, because that was like the last time we went. And I was like, oh, it was just a number of months ago, but it's been a while. So they are now, not only do they have some menu changes, but they are serving alcohol, beer and wine, but not only at the Skipper Canteen, but at Tony's Town Square, Liberty Tree, and Cinderella's Royal Table. They have a limited beer and wine menu at each.
So as you're looking there, this is the Sea Room that we're eating at. And do you know what that stands for? SEA?
Society of Adventurers and Explorers.
Explorers
and Adventurers.
So that was the room that we dined in. And this is sort of like the tiki... Well, not the tiki room, but the tiki-ish
Yes,
room.
it's like that. It's like the tiki. It is like the tiki room with the birds up ahead.
And we would recommend requesting one of the back rooms if you can. And we think it has a little more character. They have
Both
a little
of them.
more character. So anyway, we're going to take a look at the beer and wine menu. Here are the wines. Why don't you tell us about that?
Well, these are supposed to be kind of from around the world. I'm not sure that is quite correct, but there's a few white wines, a couple red wines, a couple beers, champagne. So a little something for everybody who, I guess, if you want alcohol.
For the beer, I don't know how around the world is. You're getting Stella from Belgium and Blue Moon from the United States. They promised adventurous globe-trotting beers. So I was hoping we'd get sort of a
European, so you're globe-trotting to Europe.
I mean, let's be honest. The Congaloosh beer that they offer at Animal Kingdom would be a perfect fit. That's what I was hoping for. But anyway, we still tried it just so we can fully show. And we're looking at the new menu there.
Right, the menu has changed some. I just want to mention they first started serving alcohol at Biergarten restaurants in 2012. So it's been like 4.5 years or something. It's been quite some time. And we tried it back then, and that's the only time I've tried it. I'm not really a fan of alcohol in the Magic Kingdom.
Well, we don't want, beers around the Magic Kingdom, but, that hasn't happened. Yeah, it cost you a lot of money.
It does cost a lot of money, too, and I love that bread.
Yeah, that bread is very heavy, but very good, and it has honey there. It's wonderful. Yes. Here is the very exotic Blue Moon, the Belgian white beer from the good old United States of America. So that's one of the first adventurous beers. This is pretty cool. The Skipper Canteen has debuted a new cup. The original cup, I guess, was sort of recalled after only a few days because the picture would peel if you put it in the dishwasher. So no problem with this one. This is the falafel, and we both loved this appetizer.
Right. This is the Falls family falafel, and this has been here since day one. We had gone at the first time that we dined here, and I really enjoy this one.
Yeah, definitely a favorite of ours. Oh, okay, and the very exotic Stella, all the way from Belgium. So, yes, quite the exotic selection, and again, just for research purposes only, of course, we had to lumber through the Stella.
I started with the unsweetened iced tea, which is my usual go-to, but then I ordered the Dr. Lucen Riesling just to try it. It's probably going to be my only time ordering
right, we will
never
get alcohol there again.
I really don't.
Just like Walt
in the
would have
park
liked
so
it.
much.
By the way, this pork dish, wonderful. I have to say it was very good. All the food, everything actually was very good.
Mine was a little odd. It's called Skip's Beefy Baked Pasta with spiced braised beef. I actually like ground beef better. It wasn't bad. It was just a little bit of an unusual dish.
So everything you saw there with the 20% discount ended up being about $100. So it's not exactly cheap.
But you did get a mug out of it.
You got the mug, that's
true. Several alcoholic items.
Guilty pleasure. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle. There they are, Denise.
I do.
You see them twice that day.
If you do get to go to the Magic Kingdom in the next week, this is, I don't want to say even not a week, the next few days, this is really so much fun. And I love the characters. You have Stitch in his Santa outfit at the end.
And there goes Santa, and it's snowing. Stitch's supersonic. Wait, not supersonic.
No, that was not a good show. That was a 6-week show that ended very quickly.
Yes, not to be confused with this, a totally Tomorrowland Christmas, our guilty pleasure.
Yes.
And here is the hottest ticket of all of the night.
So this is Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration. It is new this year. It started with Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, and at first Disney just said it would be a party exclusive, so we weren't sure if it was going to end up being part of these events. And this is a first public performance of the show. It runs 3 or 4 times per night, so it's actually quite a bit. And the later it is, I think, the better it will be. Less crowded.
It's a great show,
and
I don't think that Disney announced it was included for regular guests until like the 19th. So it was a late announcement.
Was it that late? I didn't think it was quite that late, but it was fairly late.
So anyway, after the show, we left the Magic Kingdom, ran over to the Contemporary because we heard they were having character meets, and we met Chip and Dale in their Christmas finery.
And I guess they were there several nights, and each night they had different outfits because Jeff was looking for a certain outfit with a blue, kind of like blue stars.
It didn't matter. They're all nice. I was happy with whatever we got, and we decided to watch the Christmas Wishes fireworks show at the Contemporary, and this is a beautiful view. This is a public area. It's not on the roof or anything like that, so quite the beautiful view just anywhere over at the Contemporary.
I really enjoy being able to see it from over here, and we don't do it, too often, so you can kind of see where the fireworks are actually shot from. Like when you're in the Magic Kingdom, it feels like they're right behind the castle, but they're really not. I mean, they're a little bit further back.
And they even play the music over there, so it's really nice. So next, it is now Christmas Eve, and our tradition at Christmas Eve, of course, is to go to Disney's Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground.
And we went here for Trails End. We were here for the golf cart parade. So it's just I like looking at the holiday decorations as well. And here is the golf cart parade. If you have seen the Halloween one, this is a much more scaled down version. I think it's probably the least amount of golf carts I've seen in a parade, and much faster than I'm used to seeing them. But it's still fun to see what the guests come up with. And here is Daisy Duck. She is leading the parade.
And that is the first time. Yes, it's been Donald Duck for the last 5 or 6 years. So it was very nice to see it change up with Daisy. I always love these golf cart parades. Just so much creativity. It's a definite highlight for me, and I look forward to it every year. So here we go. We're going to meet Daisy in her new Christmas outfit.
Right. We have not seen this one before, so I think I guess it is new, right? I didn't realize it at first, but she looks like a little candy cane almost on the top of her head.
So I was asking her what Donald is going to be getting her for Christmas, and I think she had some grand ideas. She kept pointing to her ring area there, so I think she's looking for a diamond from Mr. Duck.
But I don't think he has the money for that, so
yeah, that's what you told her. I think you told her that he doesn't have the money. See, she's very disappointed after that. But we always, again, a lot of fun, good time over there at Fort Wilderness. After that, we went, of course, to our favorite place of all, Trails End, for the Christmas buffet.
And we mentioned the prices seem to have gone up a few dollars definitely on these 2 buffets that we did in the week. But this is still one of my personal favorite restaurants on Walt Disney World property.
I love the salad there with the croutons. Those are actually made out of cornbread croutons. So good, peel and eat shrimp. As you mentioned, it did go up to $30 now for the buffet, but we get 20% off because they have the annual pass. So it kind of makes it about the same. Very suspicious.
But as far as the food, when you go on a holiday like this is Christmas Eve, they will take a few items away, but then kind of double the buffet just so that more guests can get to the items like the fried chicken, which they call it the world famous fried chicken. It probably is. You can get it also at the Hoop-de-Doo. Plus, they have strawberry shortcake here, which they used to not have, and that's something that I believe started this year.
I think the only thing you miss out on is the baked potato and the fixins bar for the baked potato, which you normally would have unless it's a holiday, and as you said, they're doing the double up thing.
Well, there might be a couple other things, but the baked potato is one of my favorite items here. But they have a little bit extra as far as desserts. They have the cornbread. They have little red velvet cakes, but again, it's a strawberry shortcake, which is
right. I cannot complain
incredible.
About anything when you have all you want strawberry shortcake, and it's good. There it is, right there. It's really good strawberry shortcake. So no excuse to be walking out of there hungry. That's for sure, and we did not.
No, that was really good. And then we needed a walk.
And another thing that we noticed, it's been less than a week since it's happened, but notice the new outfits, the new server costumes that they are wearing there. Those are brand new. They only started about a week ago last Sunday.
And there's like costumes, all kinds of costumes across property that have change and continue to do so.
So Santa himself, even though he was very, very busy, he was going to be very busy that night, he took the time out to meet some of his fans, including us, in front of the Christmas tree. So it was very nice to see
That was a
Santa.
new location this year. Usually it's over by, up by Trails End.
In a better location,
It is a good location.
He was much easier to find. So after the Santa encounter and all of that Trails End goodness, we went over to Disney's Grand Floridian. Although the line to meet Mickey and Minnie was about an hour, so it was much longer than we thought, and it took quite some time to get there, it was still wonderful to meet Mickey and Minnie in the Grand Floridian in their Victorian outfits.
Right. And, the Disney's Grand Floridian Resort is just so beautiful during the holidays anyway. And,
I like that kiss.
Yes, and so there's Mickey and Minnie, and I believe that's a similar outfit that Minnie wears, isn't it, during Easter as well?
Yeah, I think we've seen a similar outfit. Other years Mickey would have his little smoking jacket type of get-up.
But we've seen a picture of him recently in that, and it could have been also at the Grand Floridian, maybe just for Christmas Eve he wore something different. I don't know.
That's probably true. Good point. So anyway, here they are, and that was our Christmas night. We had a great time as always at Walt Disney World. Christmas Eve night.
Yes.
That's our Christmas, really.
Yeah,
Christmas Eve
we went
night.
to go see family and friends on Christmas.
And here's our photo pass. And we're going to say Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone watching. And we thank you so much for all the support.
And thank you to MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel for supporting us this year.
Yes, thank you very much. We look forward to a great 2017 with MEI Mouse Fan Travel and also the allears.net newsletter.
Again, it is free and definitely worth it. I don't even remember how long I've been subscribed. It's a terrific newsletter to look at every week.
So thanks again for listening, everyone. Have a great week. Happy holidays, as we said before. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I don't think we'll have a new show until after the New Year, so Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.